The great debate. Violet crumble versus the crunchy. This American doesn't give a shit. Honeycomb.
My name is Gregory Llewellyn, and I'm the owner and head chef at Hartsyard in Sydney, Australia. I'm going to be stepping out of my restaurant kitchen and into my home kitchen so that I can share some amazing things that you can try at home.
Today we're gonna be doing something that I did back in culinary school. This shit is like napalm. This stuff is hot, it's boisterous, it boils over, it bubbles like hell. Super, super simple. Very, very easy to sort of make. I've seen people dip corners of chef jackets into this stuff, touch their skin, screams, cries. We are making honeycomb. And there's two thoughts, honey, isn't there? We have the violet crumble or the crunchy. Which one do you prefer? Both our guys said crumble, I think, right? Right, Bossy? Yeah, there we go. Honeycomb is basically a mixture of honey, a little bit of sugar, liquid glucose. If you live in an area fancy enough to have it at your local expensive food shop, you can buy it there where they rip you off on everything else. Corn tortillas, $19.95 for 6. Go fuck yourself. And the last but not least is bicarb, bicarb soda. So we're gonna start cooking this stuff in a pot. So the sugar will go in. And just a little trick when you're working with glucose. You see, if you were to stick it on your hands, this shit is sticky. But if you just wet your hands a little bit, the moisture just makes it slide right off. All right, so that goes in. Wait a bit of honey laying around in the cupboard, that goes in. I actually think this honey is smoked because it smells like the inside of a barrel. And then we're gonna add a little bit of water. The water will just sort of lubricate the pot. So we're gonna turn this on. When you're working with sugar, it's really important there's no actual sugar on the rim of the pot, because as sugar sort of cooks, it releases steam and it'll sort of crystallize on the side of the pot, which will make the sugar get hard and crusty, not really like lubricate as it should be. So as this sugar cooks, I'm just gonna move this around, and the water will sort of help liquidize the sugar, so to speak. This will cook for about 7 to 8 minutes to 155 degrees Celsius. And when it gets to that point, I'll show you how to do it. Have a little volcanic eruption. So the sugar, or honeycomb, has been cooking for about 5 to 6 minutes. And you can see, notice the color. It just around the edges is starting to color a little bit golden, which means the sugar is dehydrating, less water, which increases the temperature of the sugar. I'm gonna check the temperature right now, and it should be about 155 degrees. Done, we're ready to go. Now, this is the most exciting part, ready? What I'll do is I'll jack the heat, and then I'll bring it to you, all right? I'm gonna add this bicarb into this. Now I'm gonna spin this around, and it's just growing. Look at it. You can already see like the structure of it happening. It's fucking amazing. It's like organic napalm. That's why you want to use a really heavy bottom sauce pot, really high sides. It just starts to go. Don't be alarmed. Now it's kind of like when you're making bread. You just want to be like really gentle, not to knock the air out of it. We'll get our handy old pan. I'm gonna spray it with a bit of spray. This is from our neighbors Tony and Sue. Amazing. Thanks Tony, thanks Sue. Now this stuff, it's like molten, right? Just gonna pour that in. We'll scrape that down. No words for this, silence is fine. It's not pretty, it's fucking messy, but, just got some on my finger. You see that little bit of white nugget right there? It's just important to sort of stir through the bicarb. You wanna let this sit for about an hour, and that will allow the sugar to cool and sort of remain in this shape. Then you can just fucking smash it apart. And that's what you sort of remember when you eat like the violet crumble or the crunchy. And the bicarb will give it this bitter, sweet, crunchy, and then it just sort of washes away. And that is the beauty of honeycomb. By far the most dangerous thing we've ever made. If you're lonely, no friends, home alone, challenge yourself. Make some honeycomb. Crunchy, bitter, sweet. I only burnt myself once. Honeycomb, it's actually quite easy.